Hey there, and welcome back again, Transformer fans. I've got another Masterpiece Transformers review for you now. This is the Lamborghini Countach LP500S MP-14 Cybertron Security Director Alert, or, as we know him in the US, Red Alert. Alright, so, as you can see right off the bat from vehicle mode, this guy is little more than a repaint of Sideswipe. Alright, so here he is in his Lamborghini mode and his vehicle mode. He's got the shoulder cannon here, but it doesn't look like he's holding any kind of laser gun. But he does come with one, as you can see on the back. Here he is calling in for help, shooting his gun. Here's a size comparison with the MP-11 Optimus Prime. And here he is coming out of the trailer. Alright, so let's go ahead and open this thing up and see what's inside. Alright, so right off the bat, here we go. We got him in vehicle mode with an all red gun and a red and silver shoulder cannon. And then there are these bits that will go on his head, and I'll explain those in a little bit. Of course, and we have the instructions and the character card and everything. So let's open it up and take a look. Okay, so once again, we got our little useless thingy here. We got our instructions and our stat card. So, once again, this is MP-14 Cybertron Security Director Red Alert. Alright, and here we go. We got his little blurb about him, which we can't read. Vehicle mode, robot mode, and stats here, which we'll get to when we open up the instructions. Then we got the figure itself. Alright, so right off the bat, my thoughts about this. This is honestly nothing more than a repaint of the MP-12 Masterpiece Sideswipe. It is the same model car, it's just given a yellow, like a white and red paint job that says FD for Fire Department. Now, I don't know what city is so jacked up with its money that it's going to buy its fire chief a freaking Lamborghini as like a personal work car. But, you know, that city has got to be absolutely loaded, or, you know, this guy's like a close personal friend of the mayor who is corrupt. But in any case, yeah, it's just Lamborghini with this little light thing on top. So, you know, he can rush to emergencies because he's Red Alert. Alright. And let's take a quick look at the instructions here. So, you know, we've got the top view, front view, side view, rear view of Red Alert here. And there he is in vehicle mode. And we've got like all our stats for him in vehicle mode, which is the same as Sideswipe. And we have our front, side, rear view of him in robot mode. And then we have his stats here. So, Strength 5, Intelligence 7, Speed 3, Endurance 5, Rank 7, Courage 7, Fire Blast 7, and Skill 8. Now, I honestly don't know why he would have a speed of 3 when he's a freaking Lamborghini and it says his top speed is over 290 kilometers per hour, but whatever, we'll give it that. And then we have Courage 7. I think they should flip those, because this guy is, you know, he is honestly this really paranoid little pissant that only shows up, I think, in one single episode, which was centered around him going crazy. So yeah, I think he should have a speed of 7 and intelligence or courage of 3. Anyhow, he was teamed up with the fire truck guy, Inferno, obviously. So here he is using his rocket launcher, I guess, to put out fires. Then we have a particle beam rifle and circuit trouble. Okay, so this episode in the TV series had him go kind of nuts. And so, you know, there were these, you know, sparks that fly off of his head, which you can see that, you know, you place the sparks on his head, and, you know, then he'll grab his head as though he's in pain, and that's what this thing is for. So when we get him into robot mode, we'll stick those on and take a look. And of course on the back are all the instructions to transform him. So let's see if we can get him with weapons, they're in vehicle mode. Okay, so there is an actual hole on top of this light bar, and what you would do is just take your gun and plug it into this hole there on the rocket launcher on the side, and then just stick this on top, and there you go. You're driving around a freaking super expensive Lamborghini with a laser cannon and a rocket launcher on top. It doesn't get more ridiculous than that, but it is a nice harkening back to the ridiculousness that was G1 at times. Alright, now that we've gotten that out of the way, wow, let's go ahead and get this guy transformed into robot mode. Okay, and there we go. So, since this guy transforms just the same way as a sideswipe, this was a lot easier. Once you transformed these guys, once it's kind of smooth sailing after that. Basically, the features of this guy are pretty much the same as sideswipe. Okay, so we got our gun, we got our hand, we got our tabs that come off here, we got our slots inside the hands. Stick them inside the slots, and there you go. Now he's holding the gun. Same thing with the missile launcher. You got these holes right here on top of the shoulders, and this big blocky tab that can go into them. So you just go ahead and stick this thing on. Bam! There you go. Now you got your missile launcher, which I guess would be appropriate to say is kind of loaded with fire retardant foam or something like that. Same articulation as sideswipe, okay, so let's go ahead and get the weapons out of this guy's hands real quick. And the articulation, for those of you who haven't watched the sideswipe video, his head does move up and down and side to side, okay. He does have movement up here at the shoulders. His elbows are not double jointed, so they will not fold all the way up. They will swivel outwards like this. And then, you got your swiveling hands, and there is one joint for the hands, for the fingers. There is not a separate joint for the trigger finger like the Seekers have. Alright, he will rotate here at the waist. So there you got that. And with legs, they will move outwards like this so he can do the splits. There is this crotch plate here that is part of the transformation. So it keeps the leg from going up very far, but as long as you go ahead and don't mind about flipping this up, he can move his feet all the way up. And because he doesn't have a large area to stand on, it will be very difficult to balance him on one foot, unlike Prowl. Alright, so this guy will move a bit at the knees. The knees are not double jointed, so they don't move up a lot, but I mean, this guy's meant for posing and not playing. And then he's got a bit of there's a bit of articulation here at the ankle. Alright. So essentially, here you go, you've got your masterpiece Red Alert. Now, for this piece, you would just go ahead and stick this thing on. And just to make sure I'm doing it right, I'll take a look at the instructions. And if I remember correctly, I think he was kind of like being influenced by Starscream. Yeah, Starscream pretended to be his friend. And this guy, like a chucklehead, believed that Starscream wanted to change alliances. So Starscream was able to infect him with some kind of some kind of virus, or maybe he was malfunctioning and Starscream took advantage of that, so sparks would occasionally fly off his head. So this is what he would look like, with sparks flying off his head like it did in the TV show. Anyhows, I mean, this guy, he has a very serious looking face, and if you don't know about tight ass security details that he did in pretty much that one episode of the show that he appeared in, I mean, he does look like he would be like an awesome frontline fighter and stuff. So, you go ahead and, pose this guy up. And he could look, pretty heroic, just being like an Autobot warrior or responding to crisis where he would have to put out fires or whatnot. And you can just go ahead and put these things on his head and say that He's receiving like emergency broadcasts and whatnot, so that's why those are there. Anyhow, this has been my review for the Masterpiece Red Alert MP-14, the Cybertron Security Director. This guy will retail for about 80 bucks. You can pick them up at places like BigBadToyStore.com or Transformer Kingdom, wherever you prefer to get your Transformer toys. This guy may still be available, since I know he's not as popular as the mold he's based on, which is Sideswipe. But if you can't find him, don't worry. I'm sure that Takara will do a reissue in a few months. So if you're really intent on getting your hands on this guy, I mean, he will be available. And when they do reissues, they usually have cool exclusives like collector coins and whatnot, or extra weapons and stuff. So anyhow, that's all I have for you this time. Check back again for future videos. And that is me signing out.